I tried Taj.
What's up, everybody? Okay, well, actually, dude, it looks like Sibelius will be able to join us.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, I've sent out the an invite for 2 or 3 other people. Let's see which one of them keeps their liquor handy.
Yeah, so everybody, I fucked up. In my rush to get this thing set up, I kind of tried to peer pressure Ronnie Virdi into streaming with us, but I wasn't taking the hint, apparently. So about 10 minutes before the stream starts, he's like, I'm not coming. What are you talking about? So we're trying to get somebody else on. It looks like we might get Sibelius on of Mask of the Template fame. If it's a monster girl harem fantasy that completely blew up.
You've sold me. Now say this again: Monster Girl Harem Fantasy. I mean,
yeah, dude. The cover has a buff ass motherfucker with a mask, and behind him is a huge minotaur chick with a giant rack and a gorgon chick.
Okay, if you had to pick between a minotaur and a gorgon, which one would you do?
Oh, that's fucking rough.
Okay, let's make it more interesting. The muscles are really, really hard.
No, thank you.
I'm on my second bottle of wine, and I've had cough and cold medicine, which I'm told you're not supposed to drink and drink at the same time. But
oh man, dude, you have an out. You gave me an out a couple Sundays ago, so you've got the credits. You've got the credits to fail when you
see. I show up at the DWC. Rains, hail, snow, whatever the fuck. I'm gonna be there as long as my internet connection's up.
Okay, let's see. I messaged Dave Wilmarth. He's not seen it yet. Who else have we messaged? Michael Chatfield.
I tried Chris Johns. I like him. He's a great guy. And Todd.
Chris Johns. And oh yeah, Steve Rowland. Did you message him yet?
Yeah, Steve Rowland said he's gonna be a little bitch.
Oh.
He said he can't make it, but he wishes he could. He's suffering from real world responsibilities and adulting.
That's so dumb.
This feels like, were you in college when you had to go prowling for a buddy to go like wingman with you, and you just like, if you didn't plan it out ahead of time, you'd just be like, yo, are you busy? He's like, yeah, I got a girl. And you're like, God damn it. You just go from like person to person until you found someone, and it was always like,
I know. Yeah, it feels just like that.
Can you link me the stream so I can throw it up?
Link. Oh, yeah. Let me go to it. Oh shit! Oh god. Okay, there we go.
Tell me what you
Benjamin Wagner is in our audience right now. Okay, so I'm drinking Smith and Forge hard cider.
Oh, I do love some hard cider.
Yes, and I just bought this new bottle of EY Japanese whiskey. So I'm gonna try this out. See, I'm gonna pour some whiskey so we can do a proper drinking with Charles toast.
Okay. Now, keep in mind, if I die, I hope somebody at the audience has my address and they can call the paramedics.
Yeah. I don't have your address, so. Damn, Sibelius won't be able to make it.
Well, this happens.
But he says, like, if we can schedule something ahead of time, he'd be down though, and I think he'd be a good guest.
Would you be responsible and not ask people 1 minute before the stream starts to have alcohol and a camera ready?
Yeah, I know. It's silly that people just aren't ready to just stream live on the internet immediately and get wasted at a moment's notice.
Yeah, it's weird. And how you doing, Benjamin? All right. Hold on a second. But yeah, how you doing, Benjamin? Is he responding? Can you hear me? Oh my God, my chest is not being hidden by my beard. Let's up this ante. There we go. The problem is, like, I have the beard.
It was exposed?
What?
It was exposed? Your chest was exposed?
Right, too much.
On the internet?
We're going to be banned.
All right.
It'll happen. Banned. Cheers to that. Cheers to having exposed Charles Chest on TV. Did your dog just disagree with it?
No, that was a motorcycle.
Oh.
Yep.
Here, let's get a link. I've got Taj here. If we can get Taj on, everything will be good.
All right, you need the invite link.
I'm gonna see if I can't get him another link. I just have to find my message to this weird guy. Here we go. I found it. I sent him it. We'll see if it happens. So yeah, how you been doing, and what book are you working on now, man?
Okay, so I'm working on Life Reset 2. But
how do you feel about your Audible career right now?
How do I feel about it?
Yeah, Life Reset 2. Is that an accurate description?
No, actually, it's feeling, yeah, for sure.
You got new studio, you got new cast, you've got an entirely new set of authors. You pretty much got like you've reset the whole thing. Like I feel like your Audible career is like Life Reset 2. It's the.
It could be. Maybe I haven't thought of it that way. I'm like, I don't think it objectively enough. I just kind of go. War Aeternus 3 is pretty much finished, by the way.
I haven't got sending me those Annie clips. Okay, am I wrong for being grumpy about that incident?
The incident? I don't think so, because we decided that I am going to be doing Jade.
That'll work.
Okay. And it's really good.
I gotta say, you have the ability to play a woman well, and I'm not saying that as an insult. Like normally I'd be like gay, but honestly, like for your that's an amazing talent. Like when I play a girl, like let me see if I could do like my Jade impression. It would be like, oh my God, like what are you doing? Like
yeah, right.
I don't think I could do it well. They would just be like, hey, look, it's tranny Charles, and I'd be like, well, have you seen that?
Yeah. Oh, Taj is here. Fuck yes.
Yeah,
thank you for joining us.
Just for Wrathweg and Vegeta.
Say again.
I am Locutus of Borg. Sorry, my headphones.
Wrathweg and Vegeta.
Huh?
What are you doing with Ramon and Gabriel?
Oh, what's called? They're supposed like Gabriel's doing this storytelling show. Like where he's gonna have like different authors come on, and basically you have like 2 minutes to tell a story. Then the next author comes on and like adds the next 2 minutes and the next 2 minutes, and it's like a game show kind of thing.
See, that does sound cool. What the fuck, man? I didn't get an invite. Dicks. Is it because of my beard?
Well, tonight is the first one. He's trying to figure it all out. Like he's basically breaking eggs on me and Ramon.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What are you drinking, dude?
Dead to me.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm drinking water because it's like 100 freaking degrees and there's a fire outside and it's hard to breathe.
Well, it's kind of like, I mean, we're glad you're here. We're a little disappointed that you're not drinking alcohol, but.
Well, if I had known, I would have prepared.
I know. It's my fault, dude. Like, it's my fault.
Dude,
you got something in there, don't you?
It's right in range, but I'm dehydrated as fuck right now. Oh my God.
Dude, that's liquid.
And I will sweat it out like next thing you know, I'll be like just a lizard skin stuck to a wall. Like what they call those wall art appliques that you can get. That's what I would be.
Yeah. That sounds like a good show to me.
You know who I want to bring on here? That'll probably get me in trouble. I want to bring on one of my beta readers.
Okay.
typically like one to talk about War Aeternus 4 if they're around, so we can spoil it all.
Oh man. So yeah, War Aeternus 3. It's in proofing phase. Another, I'd say, week and a half. It'll be done and ready to ship out.
How did you feel about the book, though?
I really liked it. I feel like it keeps getting better.
I had a lot of things with Jade, and a lot of them were saying she was fourth wall breaking, and I'm like, she's not fourth wall breaking, because while she does recognize that it's potentially a story, it's not like she actively understands the nature of the story. It's more of like a coping mechanism to deal with a rather hard case of insanity. So they're like, oh, she's fourth wall breaking. I'm like, if she was, she'd get a lot more right.
Yeah, pretty much.
Man, I mean, even if she was fourth wall breaking, she does it skillfully, you know, and it's like, that shouldn't be a hard and fast rule that you can't violate.
I just wanted to be nicer to the NPCs.
No.
But then again, at the same time, it's like her being that way is actually going to, cause the problems that you get to write funny about.
Did you read book 3 all the way through already, right? Like I can just assume that.
Yes, I read book 3.
Okay. Did you get surprised by an event? I'm going to say this without spoilers. So guys, don't worry at the thing. Were you surprised by the event with Miller?
Yes.
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 So what I realized when I was writing book 1 was I set up a very specific world with a very specific format. But by book 3, when I got commentary from the editors about certain choices they thought I had made with characters, I was like, you guys forgot book 1, didn't you?
when you said that thing.
Right.
Yeah,
I totally forgot.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, so I was like, oh.
And I do my best to spell out, like, there's not a lot of players because the area Lee is in, and I hope this isn't too spoilery, but the area Lee is in, and this is setting stuff, but he's in an area where there's not a lot of players because it's a podunk area. Like, he's in one kingdom and like bumfuck nowhere with like very little leveling areas around him. So why would players migrate there?
Exactly.
Right.
Until they were in their like empire crushing squeeze, like, we're coming to destroy your town and make it our own. We will raise our banners on your dead.
We're going to see mercenaries more in book 4, definitely mercenary player groups, but at the same time, players were kind of like, you just had the low beat clip players throughout the book 1, 2, and 3. And most people forget that players and NPCs are quintessentially very different. And I think they expect one to act like the other, and they expect Jade to treat them both. But if I could do a Jade backstory, you'd understand exactly why she's such a dick to NPCs. Like, it would make a lot more sense. And I think at the end of book 4, it will make a lot more sense.
Okay.
Whew.
Well, actually, I think by chapter 3 of book 4, it will make a lot more sense. I'm having so much fun writing it, though. I honestly, I have more fun writing War Aeternus than I do reading other books, except for I have to read this book, Nora, and I'm very disappointed. Not in Nora, but in the fact that my wife took my Kindle. And I had to go repurchase the book, and I am such a miser. Like, I didn't mind throwing $4 or $5 at Blaze, but like when I had to repurchase the book, I was pissed. I was like,
"Oh, well, here, figure this out." So basically, like the last week, I just took like a couple days because the smoke and the heat and the fires, like, I'm basically melting as a human, and I'm like, I can't think to write. And I basically was reading, and I read a bunch of good books this week. Like, I read The Wandering Inn, the first volume of that. I read Shamir Kuzma's Life Reset, book 2.
You read The Empress?
Huh?
Did you read The Empress's Gigolo?
No, I haven't even heard of that.
Oh, I thought I was the one who recommended. I thought I recommended it to you. Okay, I'm going to get you The Empress's Gigolo.
That sounds
Empress's Gigolo. Like, what is that? That's like, wait.
It's a terrible Chinese novel that makes me laugh so bad. I cannot stop laughing the entire way through.
No, but you know what took a whole bunch of my time, though? Freaking Arcane Emperor. God. So the Wuxia, man, it just doesn't have an end to the story. It just keeps going. It's like, why? Can I get a break at the end of this adventure? No. We're just going to start something completely different here. And now I'm invested.
So first off, I don't think Arcane Emperor is Wuxia. That's a Royal Road one, and I think it's a Western, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, you may be right. Wait a minute. That one is Immortal Emperor. Sorry.
Okay, the Immortal Emperor, which is Wuxia. I'm going to say I don't know how people could read most of these because it feels like I don't mind face-smacking storylines, but I hate when I'm dealing with the repetition of nearly an identical storyline with nearly identical character archetypes with nearly identical like layout, execution. I'm just like, could you give me something different? Like, why do I want to give my spirit stones, if you know what I mean, to the exact same crap over and over again? Like, I'm just gonna hold off. Like, I used to read oh my god, I Really Am a Superstar, and I got like a good bit into it, and I was laughing and having a great time, and then they were just like, we're gonna keep repeating, and I was like, all right then.
Yeah, like it's like part like with Immortal Emperor. It's funny to me if he just because he just treats people like dirt, and I'm just like, oh god, that is hilarious to me. Like people come up and the way that the Chinese people curse at each other is just so inventive. It's like stuff like you better look at yourself in a mirror of in a puddle of your own piss before you come and talk to me. I'm like, oh god dang. That's serious. I'm like,
you ever seen?
Oh, Sibelius is on. Say again?
Have you ever seen Rules of Engagement, the TV show?
No.
They dedicate 5 minutes to each episode just for them sitting around a coffee table making fun of each other, and it is fucking great. I love it.
Man.
Oh my god.
It's been so long since I've been able to like really watch a TV show. Like that used to be my jam for a while. Like even
Walter,
even just like 2 years ago, I watched a lot of TV shows, and not anymore.
No. Like I'm still trying to watch season 7 of Game of Thrones, and I'm just like, yeah, I got stuff to do. Like I haven't even watched the new Fooly Cooly yet. Like, come on.
Fooly Cooly?
FLCL? Please tell me you've seen FLCL.
Yeah, but I'm going to point out that you basically just told me I've read this ridiculously long Wuxia at the same pace. I can't read this Fooly Cooly or watch Fooly Cooly. So I'm going to ask you, do you have the free time? Oh, by the way, monster advertisement here. Do you have the free time or don't you?
You know what? Usually what it comes down to is that when I have to choose between like laying in bed and either reading a book or watching an anime, I will usually choose to read a book.
I am 100% there, except I have a new anime.
What new anime?
I'm gonna have to bring out my phone and check my Crunchyroll. I just finished it.
So anyone who's just joining us, I just need to let you guys know, because the title of the YouTube is With Ronnie Virdi, or RR Virdi. I totally did not interpret his ability to get here properly. He was not able to get here, and he never really committed, so it's not his bad. My bad.
Okay.
But we do have Tajel here.
I'm hanging out.
He's hanging out with us, and Charles is, despite his horrible terminal illness, is still drinking and hanging out. So I want to thank both of you guys for making it out, and this is also just an excuse to make a toast because I want to drink like a lot more.
Oh, you guys are awesome.
So it's
okay. So wait. We're talking about anime, right?
Yeah, there's a new one that came out that I loved. It's called Hinamatsuri. And
Hinamatsuri is wonderful, dude. My kids put me hip to that one.
Fucking loved it. Could not stop laughing the entire way through.
Exactly, and the fact that it's a complete series is another plus. It's like sweet, you know. I think it's a complete. I think that's it.
I don't think so because there's more light novels.
I don't know, the way they wrapped up the anime, it seemed like that was going to be it for the anime, though.
It's 4-comma style where they can wrap it wherever they want.
Yeah, it's true. But
I love
really-
the fact that they wrap it so you don't get left on a cliffhanger, but at the same time, there's so much more awesomeness ahead of you. From what I understand.
Sebelius says he would not be drinking Monster right now without Jaeger at this time of day.
I'm going to let you know that I don't drink Jaeger because I like myself.
Aren't you a hunt master? Don't you want to be the hunt master?
Mm-hmm. I do hunt something. It's called a good night's rest without feeling sick and disgusting and hating myself. So I avoid Jaeger.
I've never had a bad Jaeger experience.
I don't like
Me either.
excessive sugar in my drinks. Even with my wine, I typically go for the lower sugar, drier rinds. I do like Monster, but that's because I need to stay awake right now. Because honestly, I almost passed out 3 times before I got onto the show. It was hard. My voice
can
is
understand
over there right now, but this is because there's so much alcohol that it is just killing the throat and everything inside of it, which is wonderful.
Josh,
right.
where can you find what? Josh, what are you saying to me?
If you're talking about Hinamatsuri, it's on Crunchyroll. I think it's also...
It's definitely on VRV. And if you guys are paying for a Crunchyroll account, I gotta say, man, I made the switch to VRV, and it is so much better.
So
oh my god!
Crunchyroll. Why don't you send me some information about this on Facebook, and I will check it out.
With VRV, I totally will.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I watch Korean dramas though a lot on Crunchyroll too.
they have like all right. So the thing is, Crunchyroll actually owns VRV, but they've also brought in other channels. Like they have the Nerdist channel. They have what you call it, Rooster Teeth, Funimation, a bunch of other. So you can basically get more anime and more shows. Like there's like you have Shudder on there. So like for the horror nuts, they've got the K-pop and the Korean dramas and all that on there as well. So it's just for the month.
K-pop and K-drama are different. One of them is flat-butted women dancing around to weird pop songs that were written by probably some rich white guy in Sweden, and then the other one are about ridiculous things where it has reached like the perfect beat-rated movie quality. Like that's what I love the most about K-dramas is they're so terrible, they're great. You can't get that awful.
Some, but just not my thing. My little sister, however, you and my little sister can sit down and watch them together.
How old is your sister?
She's legal. As a matter of fact, wait, how old is she now? Oh my God, she is like actually in her 30s. Yeah.
Are you trying to hook up Charles with your sister? What is this?
No, this is just a K-drama, like meetup.
Yeah, let's be fair. I have a lot of like girls I watch K-drama with, and they love talking about it with me, and I feel no at all penalties to my masculinity. Like I don't give a fuck. I love my K-drama.
Like if you're gonna like a show, man, go all in.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we as nerds. We actually have that ability. It's like, no, we're nerds. We don't care if we lose school points or not.
They have on Netflix. They have a K-drama called Oh My Ghost, and the K-drama was fucking amazing. But the concept was really unique. This girl gets possessed by a ghost that wants to get laid. And so it's a virgin female possesses another virgin female, and she's trying to get laid using so we'll say body A is the actual human and body B is the ghost, or B is the ghost. Well, when A gets possessed by B, she doesn't have any memories. She can't identify that she's possessed. It's like a blackout, and then she wakes up when the possession ends.
That sounds really bad.
So the time skips, like when she's like, oh, I'm sitting at a bus stop, and then 2 weeks have passed and I'm in this guy's room. And it's just like those time skips and the way the character had to deal with them, I thought were really interesting. And then the fact that she has to develop a relationship with somebody because both of them are interested in the same guy. And she's like developing this relationship with somebody where she only has half of the picture and it's 2 different people. And for some reason, the guy likes both of them. And I'm like, you fucking crazy, bro. You should have picked one or the other. Like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, like, I'm sorry, man. When you start seeing more than one personality, it's scary.
Right.
Yeah.
But the way they handled it was really funny. I loved it. The execution was beautiful. But again, K-drama is something you watch because it's an expectation of failure.
I like the way you say that. It's an expectation of failure.
Like
Totally.
you watch it like you watch a zombie movie. You understand it's going to be poorly done. You understand that the graphics aren't going to be there.
Well, that's not necessarily true.
Not anymore.
Yeah,
Or like the older ones.
the ones I used to love to watch. Like I watched every zombie movie before 2005, and I'm going to tell you, like zombie movies, the original ones, the best ones where they could talk, like Night of the Living Dead, where there was that scene. She's sitting in the chapel. The zombie boyfriend comes at the girl, and he's like, "Just let me eat your brains." And she's like,
That's not Night of the Living Dead.
"It's Night of the Living Dead 2. I remember the scene perfectly."
Oh, the two. Okay.
It was after the Tar Man. Tar Man was the original. Then this one set came out after, and so she's sitting there and she's like, "No, don't eat my brains." And then it ends up like giving in, and because of the way the pain, it turns from like a scream to like the release of death and everything like that. You're just sitting here watching the scene like, that was fucking awful acting. You could not get worse. Like, this is beautiful. Let me eat this shit with a spoon.
Oh my god, a good B movie, man. Like, just will change a young man's life. Like I remember back in the day, there was this movie called Ice Pirates. If you guys have never seen it, you need to find it. It's like a horrible 80s B film. And let's put it like this, that somewhere in the course of the movie, they find this egg in the ship and they're like, what is it? Oh, we don't know. They put it someplace warm. It hatches. It winds up being a space herpy. Funny stuff. Funny
Space
stuff.
herpy?
Herpy.
Like a growth that itches.
It looks like a kind of slug thing, like about this big. And they keep trying to. It becomes a plot point because they keep trying to catch it. Like they're like about to eat their food, and it shoots out of the food.
Wait. It shoots out of the food?
Yeah, the space herpy gets all over the shit, man.
What the fuck?
What is this that's going on? There's space herpes popping out of people.
No, space, and that's not even the main
out of an egg. It hatched. The herpy hatched out of an egg.
And then it tries to infest people.
It's an alien creature, and they call them that because once you get one on your ship, you can't get rid of them. You see what they did there?
Okay,
See,
the Evil Dead 2.
Sibelius knows what I'm talking about, and I hope I'm saying that right.
Who is Sibelius?
I have no idea, but he has good taste.
He's the Mask of the Template guy.
Is Sibelius ever gonna drink with me, or is he just gonna be a bitch and stay the fuck like the chat?
No, he is, man. He's out at a cigar place. He's living it up right now, and he doesn't really have access.
I'm gonna poop on cigars for a second.
Okay.
I don't know why they're still around. Like I loved cigars when like the double Maduros first. Like when I had my first double Maduro, I was so happy about that. I was like, man, this hit this nicotine deliciousness. But at a certain point, like, you've got to realize, like, what the fuck are you doing to yourself for like a very short high that's not better than wine? Like,
if I love a good cigar.
And like I did love them back in the day. I've smoked probably 500-600 different types of cigars in my life. I'm just saying.
If you look at the thumbnail for this stream, there's evidence because I found your Facebook picture where you were completely bald and no beard, and you had sunglasses on and a big stogie in your mouth.
Right,
but it totally looks like
educated. Oh, I did look like a white supremacist. Is that what you were gonna say, Tom?
No. I was just gonna say you totally look like you were like in organized crime though. Like I'm out here for a mob. Like you didn't look like the mob, but you look like you were auxiliary to them. Like I have this function and I know all these people.
Yeah, see, that's cool. Like violence for racism is not cool. Violence for money is cool. So
I don't know.
The fact that you were looking like a gangster was fine.
Right here and say for the alliance, fuck the horde. Wait, different racism? Love it.
Oh shit!
I got all these people on my Facebook that I'm friends with. I've thought about defriending them. I'm just like, you fucking cunts and your horde-loving mentality, you bastards. All of you can suck a fucking torn dick.
Okay, so Bila says, 0 calories, bro, for the cigar. Smokes are guaranteed not to go to your gut.
What about hookahs?
Wait a minute. Oh, I love some shisha.
Dude, that was the shit. I used to get like the special flavored ones where you would take the shisha while it was still dry and you would soak it in molasses of your own choice and reflavor it and then just let it sit there for a while, put it up, and then have it when you smoked it. So it had like this wonderful, unique aroma each time. Oh, and the kick was just amazing.
Yo, because you can get your flavors to go really nice on shisha. Okay,
Oh,
I'm walking through a house right now, so I'm just going to mute you guys for a second.
Okay.
Is your kids around?
No, he's muting himself, is what he's saying.
I thought he was muting us. He was like, yeah. So what is this mask of the thing? Because as somebody who doesn't get enough time to write, I've been really dry on my LitRPG.
I will.
Or not.
I don't think it's LitRPG.
Oh.
But it is harem. Oh, here it is. And I will screen share this shit so that you can see the cover. I think the cover is awesome. I think that if I'm not mistaken, he's thinking of changing the cover in case it draws a younger audience too effectively.
I need to change my cover.
I'm gonna make my cover two big ass titties so it stops getting flagged for cleavage.
Okay, so here it is. Here it is.
What the fuck is up with that guy's like abs? Like I've heard of a 6-pack, but not like a weird 9-pack.
No, those are just lowriders. He's just wearing lowriders. It's for the sexy time. It's for the sexy time.
If I'm not mistaken, Sibelius is a gym rat type of dude, so this might be a self-portrait or some shit.
I used to be a gym rat too, man, and I'm gonna tell you, no amount of gym ratting is the business of cheese.
Pelham says yay for boobs.
Yeah, I mean obviously yay for boobs.
Brock Sampson, that's a good one.
Okay, so we were debating this earlier, and I think this is a good question to ask now that we have Taj, now that we have more people watching.
What are you gonna get arrested for?
Don't worry about me getting arrested. I'll talk him out of it.
That's fire anyway.
Okay. So, would you rather do the Minotaur or the Gorgon? Discuss.
Oh wow, that's like picture in picture. I don't know, man. Wait, pull the picture up again real quick, Jeff.
Oh god damn it! All right.
Dude, you could do the damn link. Don't worry about it. Would you rather have a sexy Minotaur or a Gorgon?
Well,
there it is. There it is.
I'd always be hard with the Gorgon.
Right.
You know,
work to make you.
I think I would go with the Minotaur.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I'd go with the Gorgon. I can wear a blindfold. I should be fine.
She doesn't.
I like watching though.
So
yeah, but dude, the muscles, man, like the fuck, no, dude.
I'm not even gonna get into my weird kinks with this conversation.
Okay, but I'm gonna give you guys a fun fact about Gorgons. Did you know that Medusa was not the most badass of the 3 sisters, and that her other 2 sisters were actually way better, and that she was just the one fucking failure?
Say again?
Medusa was just the failure of the Gorgons.
Huh.
There was more than one Gorgon. In fact, there was Sethno and Euryale and then Medusa, but Medusa was the only one that was just a piece of shit. And
she was the town bike.
Yeah, the other 2 were immortal and couldn't be killed, and Medusa wasn't immortal. He got owned by some dude with a mirror. Throwing that up there.
All right. Okay, so Sibelius says that he got a new cover. So I'm gonna screen share that shit. And I'm also okay.
Okay, what would you do though, Jeff, if Gorgon Girl used her snakes for extra
for extra what?
Purposes?
Ooh, I like that new cover, man. That new cover is awesome.
Dude, that's some alien shit right there.
I'm gonna pass on that new cover. It looks oh my god, no.
Yeah.
No. Let's look it over at his photos in the side. Read the boo, blank the instrument. What?
Yeah, we'll leave. We'll
saying.
we'll let that be. We'll let that be private for now. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. Both covers are pretty cool, but the second one, the new cover, is like creepier. And it's making me rethink the Minotaur or Gorgon discussion. Because if she's got like face huggers and shit that are gonna impregnate me or something, I'll go with the muscles, man.
Well, you know, the worst thing that'll happen is you give her a good time and she snaps your neck while you're down there.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's quick.
It's I guess would be my second favorite way to go.
I mean,
what, getting your neck snapped?
Death by snoo snoo?
By some thighs, yeah. You know, by some sexy thighs.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's better than getting impregnated by a facehugger.
Sibelius apparently knows what's up because, yeah, he knew that Jason was the only mortal one. If you could have sex with a mermaid, do you do top half fish or bottom half fish?
Oh God. Both of those choices sound bad.
Yes. Okay, wait.
How about I just wait for a full moon?
Okay, do we have to fuck the vagina, though? That's the question.
Mm-mm.
No, okay, so yeah, top half.
Top half.
No. Bottom half fish. Because the top half fish is like...
Yeah, bottom half fish.
Because if it's the top half fish, then it's just a vagina on a fish.
So
whereas, like, you can have if the bottom half is a fish, you can make them wear a towel or something, and then, like, you know, give you a handy.
Yeah, I used to English in Korea, and when you teach English in a foreign country where you're one of like 3 people that speaks the language fluently in your entire city, you forget that other people might have basic knowledge of your language, right? So you just start talking in English and not worrying about the subjects, regardless of how many people are around. And I'm sitting out at a bar, and I want to say a bar, but it's really like, you know how in Asia they have the little restaurants with the table and dinner and tiny little grill in the middle of it. And then they bring you a bunch of like soju and meats to grill yourself because
Korean barbecue?
Yeah.
So I'm sitting at one of these Korean barbecues with a ton of fucking soju and haetu, which is their beer. And we have just pictures of the stuff. We're doing soju bombs, and we're having this discussion about whether or not it would be better to have sex with the top half or the bottom half, being the fish. And I'm just like joking around with my friend, and this is the conversation that comes up. And I think, okay, this is a safe topic because no one's going to understand what we're talking about. Like, we're totally safe. And then all of a sudden, I noticed that I have a student there. Not only do I notice I have a student there, but I noticed because he comes up to me and he was like, "Oh, teacher." And I was like, "Motherfuck you." And he's like, I'm like looking at him. I'm like, wait a second. Is this one of the kids from my good classes or my bad classes? Like, how much English does he understand? Like, have I actually successfully reached this student, or is he still a failure? And if I tell him red is red and green is green, he won't know the difference between red and green. And he's like, looks at me and he goes, "Never eat sashimi," and then walks off. And I'm just like, what the fuck? That's the best answer. I was like, the fuck are you talking about? That answer is brilliant.
That is pretty good.
Yeah.
I had to share that with you because I just thought that was funny. And Sibelius, I was living in a town called Yeongju, which is in Gyeongsangbuk-do. It's basically, if you know where Andong is, which is like the kind of like around the center, it's a little bit to the east. It's near the Dog Festival area.
He said Andong.
I had a student called Gay Men.
Huh?
I had a student called Gay Men. His family name was Young. His full name was officially Young Gay Men. I was like, dude, you must feel really full of yourself to be plural.
It's like more than one man living in this body. And neither of us is cisgender.
I mean, at night, maybe there was.
Maybe it was an ad, not a name.
Sibelius, what other monster girls are in your book?
Yeah, tell us about this book. I can't wait to drink with you, man. And we're gonna talk about the dirtiest crap we've ever talked about on drinking with Charles.
Why don't you because I gotta leave in a few minutes because I gotta prep for this thing I got scheduled in like 15 minutes.
Dude, if you got it in 15 minutes, just chill with us for 10. That's all.
Well, I am. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying, but if you guys want to get some backup on here, you know what I mean?
We can't.
We're trying.
He wants to drink with me anymore because they're like, Charles is not giving us more than 5 minutes notice.
Well, yeah, there's that.
That's my fault. Oh, what about Noah? Noah Barnett.
I don't even know who half of these people are. Please don't make me say that on air.
He wrote Gunmeister Online.
I know that.
Yeah.
Call Call Paul. His book is coming out soon.
Dude.
Sorry.
Where is Paul?
Paul Campbell?
Dimitri G. Knight.
But I was hoping to save Paul's cherry until he actually published. I've been really looking forward to it.
Cool. I can understand that as well.
I'm very disappointed that I've known Paul for so long and I still haven't seen a fucking book of his hit the shelf. And he writes more than I do. He's a very diligent worker. He's a good writer, but he just won't fucking publish. And I know he's working with a buddy of mine who is a really great writer, prolific in his art of marketing and editing. And I think he's going to get a good work out.
Yeah, but that guy pawned me in his last book too. That guy that Paul's working with. He totally pawned me.
He calling you?
Well, he pawned me. He made me the guy. He's like, but we need more arrows. We've been telling him that he has a curse of never-ending arrows for a friend named Taj. I'm like, oh, he got me. He got me.
I'm gonna say, if you could co-write with somebody, which I know your first pick would be me, Taj, of course. But if you could co-write with somebody other than the Great Beard, who would you pick?
Oh my God, who would I write with? Wow. You know what? Because I just finished the Wandering Inn, and just the character depth was so amazing, I would probably say Pirate Abba.
Dude, okay,
but
tell me
your first choice, right?
Huh?
I'd still be your first choice, right?
You'd still be my first choice. You're always my first choice. It doesn't matter what it is, Charles.
Let's see.
Yep, like dumping someone in a volcano, maybe.
Okay,
Charles, first choice.
We don't need to ever talk about volcanoes drinking with Charles again.
Hey, what did I miss?
That was for our drunken dice. Tell us more about Wandering Inn, man.
So Wandering Inn, man. Oh,
we need to bring him on. We need to get the author for that on here and then talk to him about Wandering Inn because I've heard nothing but good stuff about it. But I don't.
Oh my God, Charles, it's so good. And not only that, the book is long as all hell.
Dude, it's like more than
not a waste of money at all.
It's huge.
It's like 800 pages. I thought my book.
Disappointing is when you really you get excited about something and then you pull off the cover and you just pull down the cover and it's like nothing but like this. It's like 100 pages at most, and you're just like, not even gonna get me through the night.
I'm sorry. I look at page counts now. It's like
I don't even get a readgasm if it's under 500.
It's like I need something that I can be stuck in for like a day or two.
Let me rephrase that because my Kindle size is probably different than yours. Mine's it's a little bit okay. But I'm going to say it doesn't even get me going if it's not at least 100,000 words.
All right. Noah Barnett has just joined us.
Now, which one is he?
Hello, Noah. Gunmeister Online.
Gunmeister Online. Ignis Online.
I'm really sorry, guys, if I'm forgetting. I am on medication. I have had a lot of cough syrup and cold syrup to be able to talk to you people, and I'm also on my second bottle of wine, and I'm drinking nothing but caffeine to stay awake.
Okay, Noah?
The worst part of that is that...
Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Good. How's it going?
Going well. We're getting drunk.
Well, let me catch up with you.
All right, good.
Yeah.
Noah's going to be drinking. Well, we're going to have to take his word for it. Usually we need to we need to have video just so that they can prove that they're drinking. But this is emergency DEF-CON drinking with Charles, so we're just gonna have to take his word for it.
We might be able to wrap up soon. Honestly, we're coming up to the hour mark, and
yeah, we got 15 minutes.
All right.
We don't need to drink the entire night.
Especially not with you feeling bad. That doesn't sound like fun.
Yeah, but hey, you know what? I forgot to put the Discord server in.
I'm not doing your Discord, fucker.
Okay, well, you don't have to.
I'm telling you right now, your Discord needs to go away and stop competing with the Drinking with Charles Discord.
I bet you he pops in there just because he keeps getting up to go to the bathroom after drinking so much and all the caffeine.
I'm all about Eden's Discord, Eden Reds. I hang out there.
That place is scary.
I need to go there. I want to go there so bad.
There's a lot of role playing going on.
Is there?
Yeah.
I just work in the pictures and it's like I get scared.
I'm adding the tag to my Discord right here. It's good for the next hour or two or 24 hours, so have fun. And if you come onto the Discord and you talk, I'll give you a random nickname that will be both insulting and degrading. I'll try my best.
Heck yeah.
That's what I want.
Noah, tell me about your book, man. I a lot of good stuff about it. I don't know who you are as well as I know what your book is. Like, I was like, what the fuck? Who is Noah? And they were like, it's Gunmeister. And I'm like, I know that.
Yeah, I keep a pretty low profile, but Gunmeister.
Old white guy.
Oh man, it's actually kind of hard to describe.
Are you bald?
I am bald.
Are you white?
I am both white and bald.
Then why the fuck is that hard to describe?
Oh no, I meant Gunmeister.
Oh, I was like, I hear you're a bald white guy, and you're like, that's kind of hard to describe. I'm like, I feel like I described it right there. Is there a difference between one bald white guy and the next? I mean, let's be honest, we're all the same. Bald white people are identical.
Yeah.
Like, look at this hair count right here. You know what?
For my author's page, I loaded up. I didn't have a camera on me, so I loaded up XCOM 2, and I literally just created my character on XCOM 2, took a screenshot, and used that for my author's page.
Now I gotta go see.
Okay, that's fucking awesome.
So you're seeing I have body armor on. So
I think I saw it already. And I was like, oh, that's cool.
I was talking to someone, they called me, they were like, that's from XCOM 2, and I'm like, yeah, you got me.
Charles is a drunken, illiterate asshole. I'm glad I'm not illiterate because honestly, like when I drink, my dyslexia gets a little worse. I don't know if that happens to other people.
I love drinking and writing. Although I just do a lot of like idea spamming.
Dude, I really don't get that. There's some things I can do when drunk, but to me, the thought of writing while drunk seems so counterproductive. I don't get how you guys can do it.
Oh, I definitely don't write my regular books.
Okay, what books do you write while drunk? Because I write my goof books all the time while plastered.
I do fucking lewd short stories while I'm drunk.
Okay, I have a story that you're gonna love. It's Goof Story, and I've just finished a few more chapters, and we should do a reading and have some fun, alternating between the two of us, man. Because I love hearing lewd short stories.
You had me at lewd.
I really was lost at lewd. I love how in my books there is no graphic sex. There's no sex at all really shown in my books. There's no cussing. It's all appropriate as hell. Like it's PG-13, and Amazon is totally okay with like these things being the only determiner for my rating, even though I literally have a guy rip another dude's fucking jaw off and beat him with it practically. I have another dude get his like clavicles just torn off and stabbed to his eyes. But that's not R-rated because there wasn't cussing.
Well, you're making a bone tree.
I mean, I'm just sorry. I don't get the American shame for graphic sex and language, because I think it's like, what the hell, people? You're all here because somebody screwed somebody. Like when you look at your mother, you know, she probably got plowed like 50 times before you popped out. Like I know I'm being rude here, but your mom had a ton of sex before you were.
You know, and my thing is just that, you know, like if done well, a sex scene can be amazing. Like Denhoffen, man, the Hoff, like in Apocalypse Gate, he kills it. I love those books.
Oh, because I've got asked this question, I have to tell you, if you have not read it, Runes of Majesta.
Runes of Majesta.
Don't correct me, you dick. It's Runes of Majesta now. I need you to go on to Amazon and fix that.
Just change the title of your book. That's good.
You know, get a whole new ISBN and all that.
Runes of Majesta by Taj is not for everybody. It is a book following a younger member of the audience than most of our LitRPG readers are used to, but it is absolutely incredibly well written. The story, the premise, and the character development are all thorough, and I highly recommend you check it out. So if you have not heard of Taj and you don't know who he is, go check out Runes of Majesta.
Especially if you like crafting.
He doesn't do a good job with crafting. He could do better.
Especially also if you like to replace Y's with A's. Like, this book is perfect for you because it sounds like Majesty, but it's actually spelled Majesta.
Right. It's a new form of runic writing from the ancient Charlesopian dynasty, and
it's Latin. It means majesty. Jeez, it's just the Latin version of majesty. What?
Oh.
Man, you're trying to get fancy on American people.
I used Latin in my book, sir. So
yeah, I did.
I was tempted to use some.
Hey, Sin.
So
Cindy
my
Vasquez is here. Hey.
My book was actually going to be Bellum Aeternus at one point because we decided to switch to Latin for the Eternal War, and then I was like, "What's the chances that anyone's going to know what Bellum means?"
I know what Bell End means.
I bet you do.
I bet you know how to handle the bell end of something. Anyway, then
not like getting the bell end of the shaft of the stick.
The original title for War Aeternus is War of Eternity, so all my Google documents are still WOE, which is Woe, Woe Chapter 2, Woe Chapter 3, Woe Chapter 4, for like the entire first book, because we just were like, hey, we're going to do War of Eternity, and then like dumbasses, we hadn't Googled it and realized there was entire video games called War of Eternity, and I was like,
Oops.
He's asking if you said Bella or if you said Bellum. Bellum Aeternus.
Bellum Aeternus, and that would have been better, but we just figured, fuck it, no one's going to know Latin anyways.
Yeah, Latin's dumb.
Why it's dead.
It's dead.
Dead.
Select it out.
Why is Bellum the
Thanks
word
for coming and hanging out with us?
And Bella's the word for like beautiful? Like, I'm confused about that. Like, why are they so close to each other?
Have you ever seen a woman get ready to go out? That is a battlefield in a bathroom.
Okay, I get that.
All right, guys, I gotta sign off. I gotta go hang out with Ramon and Gabriel Rathweg. So, love you guys. I'll see you next time.
Said to me, thank you. Just pass that on. Tell Angel he doesn't need to show up again.
Tell Gabriel. Wait. Say it again because you got muffled up.
I said, tell Angel Farts he doesn't need to show up again.
Oh, all right.
Tim just asked me if I'm in a tent. Pretty much, yeah.
That is Gabriel Rathweg's screen name on the Discord server. We call him Angel Farts.
Angel. So Noah, what are you up to, man?
I just got home from dinner with my sister, and I was about to get started on the next novel, Star Nova.
Yep, not happening now.
Cheers. If anything, I'm gonna switch to Ludes now.
Tell me about your sister for a minute. Does she read your books?
My sister, well, thank God, no.
What? How do you not like? How do you prefer people not reading your books, dude? Like, I'm always upset my wife never reads my shit.
Well, I mean, with Gunmeister, there's all that. I mean, sex and cocks and blowjobs, and I'm like, yeah, I don't want my sister reading that.
What, do you think she's not going to do it in life?
Good Christian girl. She doesn't need to read that.
You know, Christian girls, like especially Catholic schoolgirls, are statistically more likely to suck a dick and take it up the ass.
I believe it. That's why I want to keep my sister away from that.
No, the more you try.
I'm protecting her.
Okay, first off, we're probably going to need to delete this drinking with Charles, aren't we?
Why?
Matter.
Huh?
Posted raw. That's what Christian schoolgirls would do.
I think it's been good actually. We cobbled together something fun.
I think, yeah, no, I'm having a good time, but I think the problem with sex and stories is the shame for it. Like, I love sex and stories, but there's two issues that I have with it. First off, is not everybody's as good as writer as Scotty Fooch. I'm just going to throw that out there. I have not read anything by Edith Red. I feel bad about that. I see her covers all the time, and I'm like, I'm going to go check that out. But, you know, when you write books, I'm sure Noah can tell you, you don't get a lot of free time to read.
No. I've read 2 of Eden's books, and I'll say that her sex scenes are pretty good.
You say that like the rest of it's not.
Like, I think she needs to spend a little bit more time working on some of the game mechanics. So, like, she does a lot of good work on the sex, but I think she lets her game mechanic.
Okay, you're calling her a she, and I respect that, but we do know that there's no confirmed video evidence of her being a girl, and it's the internet, so clearly a guy.
The only evidence I've seen is the chapter where she reads from one of her books.
Mm-hmm. If there's not enough evidence, it's always a man. You should know the internet laws.
Wait, so Eden read one of her own stuff? Like narrated it?
Yeah, she did like one chapter.
Okay.
I think it's on her site.
Yeah, that gives her a little bit better of a chance.
Well, she might have a better chance, but you know, if you read a chapter as a girl, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
Well, I know. That's why I'm saying. That's why I'm saying it's not 100%.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she may have hired me to do that.
Right.
It's possible.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, until you confirm that somebody is a girl visually in person, they're always a guy. This is the reason.
Like, I confirm Dawn is a girl. I've talked to her on Discord.
But talking to her on Discord doesn't mean it's legit, bro.
Okay, but also Dawn has her picture up, and she's been on Drinking with Charles, hasn't she?
Dawn is a girl, or has a really great camera artist that showed up in place, and she just fed lines too. That said, there's a story of, I don't know if you guys know this, but I met my wife online.
Wow.
And we met in person. I was still convinced it was a troll.
You just start checking the bushes. I know you're around here somewhere.
No, my wife is not photogenic. Like, she's a 10 in real life, and she's like an 8 in a photo. And I'm being nice because I don't want to get in trouble. She might watch this one day. And so I was sitting there, and I'm pulling up to the airport to pick her up for the first time, and she's like, "Yeah, I need a ride." And I look at her, and it's like she looked exactly like an elf from Lord of the Rings, and I was just like, "Nah, you're fucking with me. This is the troll, right? Like, this is the trick. This looks too good. No, it can't be true. Keep driving, Charles." I was like, "No, wait, no, pull back." And I kept teasing her about it. So even to this day, I'm just like, one of these days, I'm going to pull down your pants and find out that it was all a trick. Like the most elaborate trick ever.
After 20 years.
We've only been married for half a decade, but one of these days, I'm going to pull down her pants and she'll be like, "It was the most amazing con job ever." I'll be like, "You."
Oh, man.
She wants a dog, by the way, and I'm like, we live in an apartment. That's the worst time to get a dog in the world. Like, no one should get a dog in an apartment. You have a house, that's understandable, but don't get one.
Do you have a nice patch of grass outside your apartment building?
No.
Oh, yeah, don't get a dog.
You have to go for a really good walk to get to the grass, and it's like, especially with dogs, like they have a weight limit on the dogs. And dogs that are under 50 pounds, which is required, are going to have to use the bathroom like every 6 hours. And she's at work for like 10 hours straight. So I'm just like, are you fucking trying to make me walk in the goddamn rain? Like, I don't want to do that shit.
I'm going to drop a link. I guess, in the Sound Booth Theater Discord.
Okay, so I want to point out that Eric also met his wife online, and it is a dude.
Which Eric?
Eric Rounds.
All right.
Eric Rounds met his wife online. He flew out to China, and it turned out to not be legit.
Wow.
Right now, it says, luckily, it turned out not to be legit. I was like, you mean legit, right? Nope. It says the word not very clearly. It turned out not to be legit. He went all the way to China for a wife, got married, had a great time, and gave a dude a passport.
Wow.
Wait, so why didn't he?
Why?
He wasn't like, oh wait, you're a dude. Deals off.
Well, he's like, well, you were kind of cute on cam, so maybe you can make it work.
So
it's a true story. Are you bullshitting me, right?
Look in the comment section. That's what I'm going off of.
On YouTube. Oh, okay.
Hold on. Can you give me a link to this jigger again? We're gonna have Seth.
It was legit. Okay. English.
So we both know it's not legit, but after I called him out on it and shamed him publicly, he changed his mind.
That's funny.
I did internet relationships back when I was 19. That's AOL time there.
Oh man, I had a creeper try to pick me up on AOL.
Oh man,
never happened for me. Nope.
Wow.
I was always scared of that shit.
Okay, by the way, her name is Ling, so she gets plus 5,000 points.
Ling.
Yeah, you guys don't know this, but Ling is my favorite name for a Chinese person.
ASL, that's old school right there. That's the go-to. ASL, sex location.
Yeah. But we're going back to how awesome Ling is.
Ling.
Eric, I got to ask you, since you're right here with the comments, can she use a bow?
Can she use a what?
Can she use a bow?
That's true. Yeah, you gotta figure that out. Or do kung fu.
No. As in Ling from War Aeternus is the main female OP character. Will be here it is. So for War Aeternus 4, without giving away too many plot handles, we're going to be featuring the cast for development and character progress is going to be Ling. We're going to do more for her. We're going to have more Lee. Sorry, my brain just died for a second. We're going to have more Ling, we're going to have more Lee, and we're talking about both having a little bit of Miller, a little bit of Jade, and then a lot of this new princess that showed up in book number 3 but wasn't properly developed enough.
Are you talking about the one that was the head of the house, Alistair?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
I actually don't know her name. I don't know if you guys know this, but when I write books, I write all of their names as question 1, question 2, question 3.
I use placeholders.
And then I go through and I control F and then just replace all.
Yeah, I just use placeholders.
Right. And I pick their names based on, like, after I finish getting all the text, I try to make their names match something specific to create like a greater egg or Easter egg or something. Like, there may or may not have been an Easter egg for Nicholas Legrand. And I didn't.
Did you post on Facebook about that? He was like, I just realized I was in War Aeternus.
He didn't figure it out for fucking like months. And then he kept like trying to troll me, being like, oh yeah, I'm on the server with this name. And I'm like, yep. Gonna pretend I don't know what you're talking about.
Dude, he was almost a guest today, but he doesn't drink. What is wrong with the world? Why are there people that don't drink?
I don't know.
Makes no sense.
So apparently Eric Rounds actually did marry a high posh English speaking Chinese woman named Ling who is good at archery. So congratulations, you've snagged Lee's woman.
Yep. I'll applaud that as well. Jesus.
Oh my God, I'm about to die. This is fun. I love being about to die for a long period of time.
Yeah, I mean, we can cut this now if you want.
No, we have a new guest coming on.
Do we?
Now you at least have to say hi to them.
Yeah.
Who's the new guest?
Is that Sarah E?
It's Seth.
No, that's. It's who?
It's Seth Bloor. It's one of our English writers. He did Tower of Babel.
Oh, cool.
He played Slay the Spire, but he's terrible and moves too fast, so we all got annoyed.
Sarah E is Charles's alter ego.
Yeah.
Oh.
Seth Bloor. You have to say it like that. Here, I'll type it out for you guys. SETHBLOR. Boom. Seth Bloor. I always want people to say my name like they're about to vomit, like Charles.
And he does that.
She gets that point. Jeff, am I wrong to be annoyed about what happened? Like,
what happened with what?
There was a meeting that Tuesday, and she just dipped on it. We're like, how did this happen?
I mean, oh, that time. Well, not really, because she didn't like dip 100%. I was like, okay, maybe we can get her on, maybe not. That was more my fault, if anything. I mean, if you want to be annoyed, you can be annoyed with me.
Yeah, I'll be annoyed with you on that then. But she didn't watch the thing before she showed up for the thing so that I could save myself the effort.
Okay, maybe I should have made her do that too. So yeah, still my fault.
You know, when I was a younger man and I ran a company of people who sold balls door to door, if somebody didn't perform, we just fired them that day. Like, fuck it, get the fuck out. Like,
yeah.
You had one mistake, and you always had to overachieve. Like, I always hated people who would show up and they'd be like, well, you didn't tell me what to do. And I'd be like, I don't have to. It's your job. I don't pay you to I don't pay you to fucking like read my mind, but if you can't figure out how to be prepared, like, come on, this is not the Boy Scouts. This is fucking real life. You need to be extra prepared. Get the fuck out.
I don't know. Maybe I need to switch to that, but we are dealing with artists, you know, and artists are fucking.
What are you
losers.
guys working on lately? Are you still doing the large chests?
Large chests is next after Life Reset 2.
What does chunder mean?
Chunder?
Isn't that fat?
I am fat, but we don't need to talk about me being fat all over my keyboard.
Chunder? Yeah. Chunder is like chunky.
As he chunders all over his keyboard.
Oh, chunder.
What is that?
That's chunky puke.
Oh. Why would they use the D? Why wouldn't they say chuking? Or like, better and more descriptively violent?
Projectile vomit all over your keyboard.
Oh shit!
This is a train wreck of an interview. I love it. Like, I got to be honest, the best fun times to drink with people are when you're just gonna say whatever the fuck you mean, and then later on you get to regret it. You get to wake up in the middle of the night. And you get to be like, did I really say that out loud?
Yeah, but we didn't have any of those moments really.
Not today.
No, we've been pretty tame, but still entertaining.
I mean, I definitely made fun of a few authors.
Yeah.
That's gonna.
I mean, like, you make fun of everybody, and that's like your thing.
I'm gonna say I don't make fun of a few people. Like, I don't make fun of Wilmarth. I like his stuff.
Yeah.
If I'm on serious drinks with Wilmarth, he does plot holes that bother me. His writing is absolutely amazing, but his plot holes just annoy the fuck out of me. And I don't make fun of Blaze's stuff because I like his writing. My issue with the new book, Nora 2, so far is I feel like it hasn't stepped out of the redundancy of the first book. It's an incredible read. I think Nora 2 is a book I would read to the end a few times. It's an amazing book. But I'm waiting for I'm going to reread it, and maybe it's just because I was sick the first time I read it, but I'm waiting for that moment. Sorry. I'm waiting for that moment where you realize he's done something with the characters that's developed them in a way that he just never touched in the first book. Like, I like to see that in books, and I don't often, and Blaze has always come through for that. So I must have missed it the first time, and I'm excited to go through it the second time and just find that. But that is a small concern of mine.
Hey,
Bloor.
Yeah.
dude,
Say his
it
name
looks
right.
like
Yeah.
Bleh.
it looks like your avatar looks like salad fingers with a wig.
It's Carcat from Homestuck. I haven't changed this portrait in a very, very long time.
Okay.
I thought you had a camera on your phone, man. Why aren't you on Discord on your phone or Google?
Because I am currently setting it up so that I can use my camera as a webcam.
Oh, awesome. Did you ever punch? Never mind. Not gonna say that on YouTube.
You get
No, I
banned.
was about to say, Hira, just leave it be.
You can say, did it happen or didn't it? You just don't elaborate. Just say yes or no.
You'll have to give me more clarification.
What ascension are you up to on your defect?
I haven't done defect ascension at all. I got to it was ascension 7 with the Ironclad, and then just haven't really played Slay the Spire since.
You haven't done the silent, no?
I got to ascension like 4 with the Silent.
So I'm gonna say this about the silent. I had the best deck yesterday with the silent. And if you guys haven't played this game, it's called Slay the Spire. It's fucking amazing. I'll be happy to cast it if you guys ever want to watch me play it, so you can see my failures, because halfway through the failures, I basically throw my keyboard at the wall.
Sounds about right.
Right. You'll be sitting there and you'll have like the perfect deck and you'll be like, I can easily handle this. And the enemy's like, you've got nothing but, you've only got 3 strikes into your hand and like 2 other throwaway cards. And then the rest of it will be perfect defense plays. And then you'll get hit with like 58 fucking attack. And then all 3 strikes and those 2 throwaways will be right there. And you'll be like, yep, I should have expected that. But yeah, no, I did the perfect deck with the silent the other day, where it was just nothing but poison and defense all the way through. Could not get enough of it. I was like, what? And why are you orange?
Why am I orange?
Are you trying to represent Auburn University, one of the greatest colleges in the world?
We'll go with that.
You're on.
Yeah.
So, Seth and Noah, are either of you guys MMO players?
Not.
I am 100% an ex-MMO player. I have played many and found them all wanting.
Are you talking about like a Knight's Tale moment? Like, you have been weighed, you have been measured, and you have been found wanting?
Yes.
Just
Yeah, no.
I think Guild Wars 2, I think, was the last MMO that I played.
World of Warcraft?
Well, Guild Wars 2.
Have you played World of Warcraft?
Oh, yeah.
Were you Alliance or Horde?
Horde, of course.
Jeff, can you kick him from the chat?
Horde for life. You can't stop us.
You fucking torrent cunt. I hope you...
I was undead.
I hope you get stabbed. Oh, well, that's even worse. Like, they have no parts. The parts do not work. Like, I don't care what Sylvanas looks like. They're undead. It's just like there's nothing going on down there.
I think that's kind of hot.
You like nothing going on down there.
I just like to say I think that's kind of hot in the most inappropriate times possible.
Okay, so Sibelius has joined the ranks of one of the greatest authors on my Facebook list. In fact, I'm going to ask him right now, and I'm going to promote his book all week. I don't know what it is, but we're going to be promoting Sibelius Writes all week because he's an Alliance member.
Good job.
Sibelius, do you play currently, or is it just... hold on a second. Can I get a link to Sibelius's book so I can throw it up on my Facebook?
Oh, the best thing, I remember I was on a PvP server, and I used to love going to the Alliance Zone.
Ask him about Futa. No Futa.
We're not bringing that subject up. We're going to keep this PG.
Yeah, okay. That's all. That's all we needed to say is no.
54. Can we get a link though to Sibelius's book so I can throw it up on my Facebook?
Yeah, 1 second. Right here. Bam. In our chat.
This is the original Drinking with Charles Chillness. This is how it was supposed to be.
Bam.
Oh, look at that. I like the.
I put it in the chat, in the YouTube chat, and in our chat.
So I'm gonna let you know, Sibelius, and you're gonna get annoyed with this because I was annoyed with this. I was rank 1 on my server for 3 weeks straight for PvP. I averaged 40 to 50 kills per death, and it was fucking glorious. Except for back then, you could only move up 1 to 2 ranks per week. So I moved from rank 1 to like rank 3 to rank 5 to rank 7 to rank 9 to rank 11, and then boom, they switch over to the honor system, and I quit WoW for a long time. I was so fucking pissed.
We have images, but I'm sideways. Wait.
How can that be side? That's just orange.
I'm still working out how to link it to Hangouts, but I have an image of me.
You probably have to disconnect and reconnect.
Yeah.
I kind of like you being orange.
Yeah, it's ominous.
I think orange is a great color because you represent. I've got to bring this up.
Yeah.
This is actually something I have an issue with fantasy writers and I know this is not Sibelius, I'm not calling him out on this, but do you guys find that races nowadays tend to be the archetypes for the writing? Like all dwarves are dwarves just gets really fucking annoying. Is anybody else just seeing a permanently orange screen? Jeff, can you manually?
No, you're on top.
It's just permanently orange on mine.
It's because I don't know. You are.
I'll just go to the YouTube one where
I think that a lot of people just resort to traditional fantasy races. They don't even bother trying to make anything new.
I was talking to somebody on Facebook recently, and they were mentioning how diverse casts can often mean more character to the people. And I remember being really annoyed with dwarves because if you looked at a dwarf, like every dwarf was a dwarf, every elf was an elf. They were all dexterous. They all had these qualities. And this shows up in the 5-hour interview I did with Callahan that he won't air because we both decided that it would be the end of both of our careers ever. We did a 5-hour interview that hit so many topics in such an offensive way that Callahan called me up the next day. And I'm going to say he called me up the next day because you don't know this, but after the interview, halfway through the interview, or about 3 or 4 hours into the interview, he had to call up other authors because we were both a full handle of Scotch Ed. And we called a bunch of other authors, and we started doing this crazy thing. And I'm like, why did you keep the footage, Callahan? Like, this is terrible. No one should ever see this.
I want to see it.
Oh my God, it was the most horrifying interview I've ever seen in my life. I was like, I looked at it and I was like, I know all of what I'm saying is true, but this can never come up. Anyways, back to the story though. One of the questions he asked me at the beginning of the interview was why I used furbolgs. And it was because I got so tired of every fucking book, every show. If it was a dwarf, it was automatically had this full rich character story of like all these personality traits and this attitude already pre-designed to it. And I don't know, like, does that annoy you guys too, or is it just me? Like, why is there not like a cowardly dwarf that just likes to masturbate and drink?
It's I had a manuscript where there was a black dwarf. He was a sand dwarf, and I really liked that character. So I described him as an Oreo. He would
black on the outside, dwarf on the inside.
Basically, he was a white guy, and he wanted to be interesting, so he made a black dwarf. And he had like total charcoal black skin with white hair, and I described his character as an Oreo because he looked like.
I'm going to be honest, sir. That is not like.
But here's the thing: he was the one interesting character in that book. He was the one really cool character. I think that's why I didn't finish that manuscript.
I'm gonna agree with Sibelius. You really do have to do a lot to like break character archetypes, or you could just do like I do, which is use Irish mythology or actual Norse mythology or actual fucking like German myths and stuff, and build a world based on characters and races that no one's ever seen but have been around for like 5,000 years. Because if it didn't get written by Tolkien, no one gives a fuck. Except
like, trolls very often, or gremlins. We don't see. What about a fairy main character?
What lore?
Oh. What about like just straight out of British lore? I mean, there's quite a few interesting
British lore. Like, what fairy are we talking about? Are we talking about like the standard, the Picken? Are we talking about the Celtic? Are we talking about like a pre-Christian pagan version of the fairy? Are we talking about like the Germanic fairy? Are we talking about like the fairy we saw from Victorian and Edward eras? Like, what fairy are we talking about when you say fairy? You have to be very specific. Are we talking about the fairy that shows up in British literature, circa
like the trickster fairies you see in British, like
like Puck.
Yeah, Pucks and stuff.
So, like, when you say fairy, you have to be really specific.
But I get what you're saying about specific types of races, like orcs. Everyone classifies orcs basically the same way.
You know why orcs are green?
Yeah.
Why?
That they have the chloro, what is it called?
Chlorophyll?
Yeah. Chlorophyll in their skin. They can absorb sunlight, so it makes them strong.
Isn't that the Warhammer? Isn't that the Warhammer explanation?
They're literally fungus, yeah.
It is a little bit of a Warhammer explanation, but Warhammer came after orcs first showed up because orcs drew from a series of mythologies. And it comes from the word orcus, which is basically just like sea fucks. So typically, like in Beowulf, we see orcs coming from the sea, and we saw a lot of algae in the sea, so it is what it is.
Warhammer orcs are with a K, though.
Warhammer, I loved Warhammer pre-Age of Sigmar. When Age of Sigmar hit, or rather when World's End finally hit, I was really disappointed with how they ended it. I was quite like enamored with the lore and expected it to like go somewhere, and then they were just like, fuck it all, we're restarting. Quite disappointed. Sad Charles gonna drink more.
To be fair, they've tried to do the restart thing like I think 8 times now in 40k.
Really?
Yeah,
I mean, that's a lot of time. 40,000 years, right? So.
No, there's only Warhammer pre-Age of Sigmar. All of the others can go suck a duck.
I'm sorry, but 40k has some of the best lore. It does just have some of the best lore.
I was always into Space Wolves.
Explain yourself, peasant.
Basically, like, say what you want about the varying quality of the 40k books. They have one of the best novels and series and character arcs in the entire thing, which is Vulcan fucking lives, and it's all about a guy who cannot die and repeatedly cannot die.
Oh, I like the blurb on your book, especially the last part, the warning. This book does not pander to waving curtains and fade to black. I'm sorry.
I'd like to call this out because somebody on Discord pointed it out, but if you guys can check it out, my hair is not thin. It just comes in 240p. Does not hit 480.
It's not because you're getting older.
Right. It's not because I'm getting old and my hair is thinning out. It's just that the rest of the video shows up in 480 or 720p, but my hair shows up in 144 and 240.
Yeah.
I apologize about that. It's just a lack of camera graphics and the pixelation as well.
Well, hair is like the hardest thing to do with graphics.
Right. So, really apologize about how balding I am. It's just 240p on my hair, on my scalp.
It's fine. If you could see me right now,
we do see you.
Yeah. No, I'm literally wearing a hat because I haven't washed my hair today. So, greasy bro.
Hey, you guys want to see more people? Hey, why the fuck aren't you on camera? And why aren't you drinking? What are you drinking if you are drinking? And why
are you drinking?
I'm drinking a bottle of schnapps because that was the nearest thing to me.
Okay. What kind of
schnapps?
It's a French schnapps that I bought like 3 weeks ago that I had half of beforehand, and then now just drinking straight out of the bottle.
Nice.
If you believe me, I have a Fireball and sweet tea.
Oh god, Hold on. I think I threw up a little bit now.
Oh, God. Is that where are you going to chunder now?
I'm going to chunder. I actually don't throw up easily. I have to force myself to throw up, and it's really awkward. Like, one time I drank 2 handles of tequila and had to force myself to throw up, and that was just terrible. I can't. It takes a lot of effort. Because I eat cheese all the time. My stomach is used to horrendous foods going into it.
Third processed cheese. Mm.
No, not processed. I eat good fucking cheese, man. We're up by I'm in the north. I'm not gonna say which state, but I'm in the north, and we're near Wisconsin. So the cheese selections are fucking amazing up here. We're not talking about like that Kraft garbage. We're not talking about like that American cheese comes in a plastic wrapper. I'm talking cheese that comes by the wheel. Delicious.
Wheel cheese.
But not the cheese you throw down hills, right?
I would throw it down a hill, and it would be perfectly fine, and I would still eat it because I would be able to pull the rind off. Oh my god, I'm forgetting cheese terms. That's how drunk I am.
Is it rind? I think it's probably the rind. That makes sense.
Or the skin.
I think it's the rind. Man, I'm forgetting cheese parts, and that makes me sad.
So, Mask of the Template, that just recently went live, didn't it?
It was like a couple months ago.
A couple months ago? You got a lot of reviews. You're doing good.
Dude, he blew up.
It is doing really good, but I'd like to quote the 1 2-star review. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. I think I need to read book 2 to make up my mind if I like the story or not. I know this is vague, but I'm so on the fence with this one.
And that's a 2-star?
That was a 2-star.
That's the best 2-star review I've ever heard.
That's the only 2-star review.
And it was the only 2-star. But here, let's go to the 3-star review.
I mean, you got a Gunmeister. I got plenty.
Needed a bit more detail in process of development, but a good start and a fun read. I hope that was offensive to your British ass, Seth.
Not at all.
All right. He has like another really long 3-star review, but I'm so lazy. I actually had a really good 3-star review recently that made me just want to...
I'll look at here's a 1-star review from mine. This author has such a poor command of the English language that I bailed at 2%.
Oh, I got a 1-star review recently on the beginning. You remember War Aeternus 1, right, Jeff?
Of course I do.
This is let me read some of these 1-star reviews because they're just beautiful. Horrible. Look, the book is just bad. I was like, thank you for me.
You can just do a podcast full of just 1-star reviews. You didn't put any context. Just
right. And then the next one was ridiculous. I wanted to quit after the prologue. The name of the gods were completely ridiculous. The god of alcohol and crafts, the god of poetry, just stupid to me. And I'd like to point out when I read this that I find it kind of amusing that this is what bothered him because, like, at no point in actual mythology was there a god of poetry or a god of alcohol or a god of crafts. Like, let's forget about the fact that every fucking religion had one. Let's just pretend like they don't exist, and that's a stupid idea.
And the other thing is, why did he stop with that one thing? It's like a one line in your book, and he stopped reading it because of that one thing.
No, he did say afterwards, just stupid to me. I went ahead, read the first chapter, decided it wasn't for me. This next one is by this guy Seeker, who has ritualistically read every single book of mine and then proceeded to shit on them.
At least he's thorough.
He is thorough. He has read Merchant of Tikba 2, Merchant of Tikba 1, The Bathrobe Knights 1, 2, and 3. He's read War Aeternus 1, 2, and 3. He has given me a bad review on every single book, and I always expect his reviews because they're so... But for War Aeternus 1, his review was, if you don't like hyper melodramatic, over-the-top reactions in your MC, the first chapter of this book will be a disappointment. Now, I'd like to point out...
not in the first... Well, maybe it is.
I'd like to point out that I find it really odd that people expected a main character to be like this ballsy superhero from day one. Like, I was talking to Arand, and he was like, oh, your character doesn't have guts, and he's not strong and thorough. And I was like... He just got ripped from a comfy office life where he's never been in a fight to like a world where he has to kill to stay alive. I feel like he should not have a calm and poised reaction.
People have unrealistic expectations of your main character off the bat. They're like, they should
Right, and that seems to be the the chief complaint.
fucking Fisher right off the bat.
I think it's also why my audibles do way better than my main, because it gives the character time to grow versus like they just drop it like the first 20 words if it's like text, and they're like, oh, the main character didn't have a set of balls the very first chapter, and I'm like,
that's actually that's one of the thing most people complain about is the main character sucked at the game, sucked at Gunmeister right off the bat, and then that just annoyed them. They stop.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then
why?
The last 1 star is I have no idea why this book has so many positive reviews, and he just goes on to list a whole bunch of stuff that doesn't happen in the book, and I was like,
Did you read the book?
I don't know. Like sometimes when I get a review, I have to guess, is the person who reviewed this retarded? Do they understand English? Or is it just like I'm that bad of a writer that like only one person had trouble with this, but he had this much trouble? Like I have to ask myself this question. Like, was it my fault that I didn't dumb down the language enough for Bobo? I don't know if you guys ever have that issue with your books. Like,
Oh no, I've seen it. A lot of people just don't pick up on what you're writing.
Sometimes people just don't understand subtext.
No, they don't. Okay.
Ooh.
Okay. I like. I don't know. I kind of like bad reviews as well.
I read them and I love them, but my editors hate them because like a lot of my bad reviews are like, you could use a better editor. And I'm like, well, thank God I'm not the fucking editor. Like, haha, I put your name on the cover, motherfucker. Like, I want everybody to know this was edited by Joshua Swain. And hey, good. If you have an issue with the editing, it's Joshua Swain and Richard Haygood. I'll repeat this again. If you read my books and there was an issue with the editing, it is Joshua Swain and Richard Haygood. Feel free to bump them up. Like, I will be happy with that. I guess it would be my fault if I hired a bad editor, but I actually like the work they do, so I'm not going to ever poop on them myself. But I also like the fact that book 3 has a lot of like reviews that are like, oh my God, fun plot, one unfortunate character. That's the title of one review. Still loving the series, but hate Jade. That's another review. Interesting series, needs better editing. Yeah, well, that's, yeah. But basically,
you have a character named Jade.
a lot of the book 3,
Oh man,
love the character or love the book, fucking hate Jade. And I'm just like,
why? Jade is so awesome.
You know what's weird is I actually had a girlfriend named Jade. Shit. You remember I was mentioning the AOL times? Yep.
Charles, what do you think of me putting up a spoiler of like Jade's scene, like her introductory scene?
No problem. Jade is my single favorite character ever, and I'm gonna be honest. Like, I wrote Jade just because I fantasize about boning this type of girl. I'm gonna let you guys know here at first. I want to bone a blue-haired, sexy, anime-loving chick who has a feisty personality, and my wife has said if I could find one, it's okay.
I think you would like Remy from my series then. She's blue-haired, tiny, and she's a freak.
Yeah, the weird thing is with Remy though, it's like it's hard to be into her because she's like 12, or she looks like she's 12.
She's pretending to be 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, Remy is a psycho.
I'm a blue hair lover. I love blue hair. Like, if you guys have seen my wife's Facebook profile picture, it's got blue hair for a reason. I don't know how people don't like the blue hair girl. Like, every time I watch an anime, I'm like, oh man, you should go with that girl. But I know he's gonna pick the fucking annoying ass redhead who just insults him and belittles him the entire time.
Yeah, but that's because redheads are better.
No, they're not. Blue heads are better.
Yeah, they are.
Redheads all the way.
Yeah, for real.
Redheads are not worth the trouble. Stick with blue, man.
I mean, it's not even a real thing though.
Yeah, it is.
Dark-haired girls for me, just black raven hair.
My wife's hair actually does look blue in a certain light. Certain light only, but good.
Yeah, not real. In like blue light, right?
No, actually, her hair is like the level of black where it reflects like a lot of stuff. But if you look at it from an angle, it's the blue wave.
So it's kind of like Venom,
Right.
like Venom's suit.
Right. Okay, so Dave told me he can't show up, which is sad.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Hey, we should probably wrap it, right? And you want to move it to Discord, guys?
Sure. Yeah, Discord.
I mean, Charles is probably wanting to die.
I'm gonna give you guys the link for the Discord again.
Okay, do it. We'll go to yours.
This is the ending title for it. Hold on a second. Edit event link. Never expire. Yeah, I don't want to expire. Never expire, motherfucker.
Never expire.
Snakes for hair has a certain charm.
Oh, it doesn't.
No, I mean like you might get hypnotized by that shit, but it's like no, they're snakes. They're gonna bite your eyeball.
You can't travel on planes with them either.
You know you can't.
Because fucking
Can't do
Samuel
it.
Jackson will pop out and fuck you.
What do we do? What do we do with just that? What do we do with just that?
You just type it. It's the past the discord.gg.
Yeah, man.
So if you go to like Discord links, all Discord links are discord.gg/ and then you enter that as the slash.
So you're expecting people to type that in first and then this, and then paste that? Is that what you're saying?
Hold on. Go on to new, join a server, and then just enter the URL. That's it, and then click join.
Well, I can't actually post the URL directly because fucking like I would normally type in discord.gg/this, but YouTube is like, you're not the channel host, cunt.
Hold on. I'll just stick it in the Hangouts. There we go.
I know we're
edit invite.
I know the bathrobe.
Never. Oh wait, is this a bathrobe night or just a?
Yeah, it's the bathrobe night because that's where we're fucking always gonna meet up because it's the shit. Like Jeff trying to make a new channel and take on my territory.
There you go.
I mean, you kind of just maybe you just need to admit that we're just
Sarah beat me to it. So.
Charles, because you don't have narrators like narrating in your channel.
I do. I have drunk people narrating. Like if you guys hop on Sundays and Saturdays and ping me, I will pop in and narrate drunk like I always do.
Okay. I totally believe you, Charles.
I read the Goose Story. It's my favorite. Who is? Oh, Jeff Hayes is the guy.
Lady White Knight.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Let's end this call in Discord.
All right, guys. Yeah, thanks so much for everybody who came to hang out. We are moving over to Discord. We're moving over to the Bathrobe Night Discord. So any of you who sees that link in the chat, go join us there. And
93. I'm seeing this name and I don't know who he is.
Who is it?
It's SUP93.
That is Tito. I don't know. I don't know Tito besides him being Tito. So
all right. End the call so I can unmute this shit.
All right. So later, guys. Thanks for hanging.
Later.
I will go relabel this YouTube video now.